Welcome back to RotoCityTech. Today we're going to take a tour of this Shadow Cruiser Ultra Lite 20... Tech. Today we're going to take a tour of this Shadow Cruiser Ultra Lite 251 RKS RV by Cruiser RVs. So starting out at the front of the trailer, we do have a 2 5/16 ball, electric jack with your light to help you see. This RV owner has upgraded to the 20-pound tanks, but it did come stock with 2 propane tanks from factory. Just behind the propane tanks are his batteries. It came factory with 1 battery, so he decided to add another to the system and wire it up with a battery disconnect switch. We do have solar prep on this camper by Furrion, where you can just plug in with your Furrion connection a solar panel system and keep your batteries topped off with full charge. And as we see here, we look, and this trailer has a gross volume weight rating of 7,450 pounds. And this trailer has an empty weight of about 5,000 pounds. Our first cargo door has magnetic latches, and it is a full pass-through design from side to side. We also have aluminum construction for your walls, and fiberglass construction for the outside. Up here towards the front middle of the trailer, we have our gray and black tank flush. And if you continue looking under there, it is leaf spring suspension. And we have 8-ply low D range tires. We do have 1 slide out on this trailer, which when we get inside will be the couch and a little storage unit. So let's head around back. Here towards the rear of the trailer, we are at our connection points. We do have a spray port where it has a quick connect for just a spray nozzle for water to clean off your shoes. This is our city water connection, so when you get to a RV park, you can just plug in here for your pressurized water. Beside that, we have our 30 amp plug-in and our satellite connection, as well as our cable connection here. Our water heater is located here towards the back of the trailer. The very back of the trailer, we have our standard hose storage like every RV has, and also the rain gutters to keep the rain from falling onto your trailer. It'll drip off and not streak up your trailer. It is prepped for the Furrion reverse camera, which this one does not have. And then we have the back of our refrigerator behind this solar panel and the vent from above the stove. Now this camper, he does have this solar panel that he plugs into just an extra battery that he likes to haul so he can use his water pump to fill up his tanks when, depending on where you are, if you're boondocking or whatnot. He also designed this cargo carrier, which he welded onto the frame of his camper. If you can look down here, it is welded and bolted onto the frame of his camper so that he can carry his generator and spare tire, because these bumpers are only rated from the factory for 300 pounds and it gets a lot of bumps back here. We also have a full awning with the push to adjust the pitch wherever you need it, right here. Woo! Moving on down the side, we do have our friction hinge door to keep it from blowing around. A normal set of steps, just the aluminum pull down steps. Our freshwater fill for when you're ready to go boondocking. And on down here we have a couple of outlets. Has already installed a black tank flush on this camper. One cool thing about this camper is you can see two doors here. This door goes into the master bedroom. This door back here goes into the kitchen. And then if we flip around for the last thing outside, the other side of our pass-through storage with a magnetic lock. One cool feature about this thing are the LED strip lights that go the whole length of your cargo area, which is a really nice feature. So, let's move on inside. So as you can see in this trailer, we have the rear kitchen setup, which is specifically what my parents were after with their new travel trailer. We do have, I believe, a 10 cubic feet refrigerator and freezer combo that can run off propane or electricity. They installed this little hook for keys, pretty simple. So right below we have our fuses here and our circuit breakers, and beside that we have one of the vents for the heater as well as your CO2 monitor. As we move further into the kitchen, we do have an oven and a 3-burner stovetop. Another cool feature of this one is the blue lights that are on the switches to add some ambiance. This one does have that same glass where it's flush mounted, so if you're not using all this, you do have more prep space, or when you are using, you have a backsplash to help protect the walls of your camper. Right above that, we have our vent, our fan, and our light, our microwave. On down for the cabinet space, you'll see that that's kind of the theme of this camper in particular is storage, because it has a lot. We got pots and pans in this one. Below the sink is all kinds of storage. And to add to that, 4 sets of drawers with the divider already in there for your utensils. There's some more. And then we have a giant single basin stainless steel rectangular sink, cutting board that goes over the top of that so that you can use that to work, and a nice stainless steel faucet. And we continue, let's go around this way to our control board for all of the lights and awning. We've got our water pump, our water heater, our cabin lights. That turns on all the masters. This one's not in use yet. We have our lights for the outside and our porch lights. And then we have our slide button and our awning button as well. Now that we've arrived over to the dinette section, this is your standard 4-person dinette with storage underneath both sides of the cushion, where you can store a lot of food or clothes, whatever it might be that you don't get into a lot during the day. Or you might, depending on what your storage needs are. And we do have overhead compartments above the dinette where your entertainment system with Bluetooth is housed. Alongside that, we have our television connections. Here is the mount. They do not have a television installed. And there's a couple of outlets. And this right here is a voltmeter that my dad installed with a couple of, that's just cigarette lighter, charge port. We do have our air conditioning system. It is a 15,000 BTU air conditioner. And this is central right here, or can be switched to ducting throughout the camper. And you'll notice the ceiling it's kind of on a radius. It's a barreled ceiling. So you're going to have your highest point here and it curves down. This allows you to be a little bit taller. I know my dad's about 6'2", And he does not have to bend over at all walking through here, which was a plus for them. Over here on the slide, we do have our sofa, which is more like a futon. It'll fold out flat for someone to sleep on. Another cool thing here is this little touch point here will turn on some blue lights in the cup holders. And each cup holder also has a USB port to charge your phone. And this can fold up out of the way if you need it to. Just beside that, we have a nice countertop where obviously my mom is storing some books. We do have a drawer for the top and another deep storage. Looks like there's tools in there. And some more of the storage. Again, the theme of this camper here. We've got some food storage here. And these two big wardrobes where we got sweaters, first aid, shoes. This system is really neat. And if we'll turn right around, we have our digital thermostat. And next to that, the bathroom, which is also a shining feature in this camper. It has plenty of storage, a nice corner shower. So there's plenty of elbow room for when you get in there and you need to turn around. And it also has this skylight. So if you're taller, like my dad, his head will fit right up in there and he doesn't have to hit his head on anything. And just check out this storage. Like, it's really pretty cool. And again, it has a ducting for your heater down there, so you can keep it nice and warm in here. We do have a plastic foot flush toilet and a sink right behind with storage underneath it and a couple of shelf systems. And then the medicine cabinet is a dual cabinet medicine cabinet. And then even this storage system where you have your towel rack and a couple of shelves you can store stuff on. So now we have arrived into the bedroom. This is a camper queen, not a residential queen. And if we were to lift this up, we would have storage until this mark here. Because starting here is your storage underneath your camper. So this much is storage under the bed. We have a wardrobe on both sides of the bed. Now this one they keep open because my dad has to have a CPAP machine. And what is cool, if you are in need of a camper that needs to run these CPAP machines, my dad did install these two cigarette lighter plugs that he's able to plug that in and plug this fan in, and he's able to run everything he needs to medically to keep doing what he needs to do. So on this side, again, we have a wardrobe, and to note, these have mirrors, so that's really handy. So here we go with the wardrobe, a couple outlets on both sides of the bed, and then your overhead, you have a nice pocket here to store some books, also charge cable for your iPhones, and these little reading lights on both sides. Right above that, we have overhead storage, both sides of the bed. I won't open that one since it's connected to his hose over there. We have a skylight with a fan in the bedroom. We also notice speaker in the bedroom. We got some out there and one here. This one has a master switch for your lights, so you don't have to individually turn them off. And then we have TV connections, so if you wanted to hang a TV in here, you would have your satellite and your plug in there. So another cool thing, not a curtain, we have a sliding door, so you can close yourself off from the rest of the camper. And then as we turn around, we are at the door, and this is a feature that I know my dad really liked, because if he had to get up in the middle of the night and he's got grandkids staying in the camper, he doesn't have to walk through where they're sleeping on the couch or on the dinette, and we can just leave the camper from the bedroom. So underneath, this has stability scissor jacks. They are manually extended or retracted, but I know, similar to me, he's got one of those adapters for a drill that you can raise them up and down. So I know from talking with my parents, there are a couple things that they were seeking in a camper specifically. They've had a lot of campers in their life, and they got to a point finally where all the kids are grown and have their own. So they were searching for rear kitchen, front bed, and 2 doors, just for that reason I said earlier about having to walk through sleeping grandkids. So those were 2 features that they really loved about this, and the fact that it was light. He has a half-ton pickup, and he wants to be able to tow it easily with no issues no matter where they go. One other thing they really liked about it is the dark tones as far as the design, because if you have kids or grandkids, you probably know how dirty their hands can get, and with these brown cabinets and stuff, you can't see the dirt. So that's a really cool feature. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Please follow us on Instagram at RotoCityTech. Like this video on YouTube and consider subscribing if you like what we're doing. So thank y'all for watching this tour video of the Shadow Cruiser 251 RK